Good, gente. It's your boy Conejo. Ya saben, aquí andamos, bro. I'm right here at work and shit, chilling. But I was gonna do a profile, right? I just finished doing a video for you guys, so I hope you guys like that one, eh? But I'm gonna be doing a profile pretty much on my town. You know what I'm saying? I stick to doing profiles on my town because it's something that I know. You know what I'm saying? So what better to do than talk about or do videos on shit that you actually know? I'm gonna be doing a profile on a neighborhood called Mesa Village, homie. Mesa Village Norteños. It's a neighborhood that's right here in Watson. It's a little bit more towards like the outskirts of Watsonville. It's going towards Pinto Lake. If you're from the area, you'll know. But if you're not really familiar with the area, it's going towards like the mountains. You know what I'm saying? So they're really separate from actual Watsonville town. You know what I'm saying? So they have their own little area. Which happens to be pretty good for them, right? Because right there in that area, even though they do have Sureños and shit like that, they don't have an actual hood. The Sureños don't have an actual neighborhood where they post up and claim, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much from all that little section where Mesa Village starts, which is going towards Pinto Lake, if you're from the area, you'll notice that Pinto Lake it starts for the old hospital used to be at, right? The AM PM fucking gas station. Um, Pretty much from right there on, that would be considered Mesa Village, and they have a pretty good neighborhood to be quite real. And even though they just tend to claim or mark the little park that's right across the sheriff's station, that just happens to be because that's the park that's closest to them. You know what I'm saying? They do have a big ass park in Pinto Lake, but it's not really like a neighborhood. They don't really consider that their actual neighborhood, even though you'll see it tagged up and shit like that. That's more of a everybody goes there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really like a neighborhood thing. And if you guys know, if you guys are aware of like certain little spots like that where there's a lot of people that tend to show up, cops have a lock on it. You know what I'm saying? So not a lot of homies tend to post up like that all crazy. And yeah, man. So they happen to be in a good little area. When I was me growing up, I didn't really have that many homies that were from Mesa Village. To my knowledge, there was only like two or three. And shout outs to Warrior, homie. He's someone that I actually know for a long time that actually holded it down for the Mesa Village. You know, um, he was one of the only ones that I actually knew from Mesa Village, like well, at least the first one. You know what I'm saying? Because I had heard of it, but that's like another old hood that kind of like ended up dying out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of their members got locked up and some defected, and well, you guys know how that shit goes. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people were getting jumped into that hood. Um, when I got locked up, I noticed that they had a peak, homie. They actually had like a little peak where they grew. They grew in numbers, and I honestly believe my homeboy had something big to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. He knows who he is. Because he was one of the actual ones that was actually putting it down for that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And even though he was solo bolo or literally there wasn't that many members, he didn't give a fuck, homie. You know what I'm saying? And this homie didn't even live in Mesa Village. That's what was a trip. You know what I'm saying? This homie happened to live somewhere close to my neighborhood, and Green Valley. But that didn't stop him, homie. You know what I'm saying? He continued putting it down, and now, as you guys can see on that video, Road Off, where they're having the whole little unity thing with like all the hoods and shit like that. You can actually see that they actually have some members, homie. They like on that video alone, you'll see maybe like 11 heads, and to me that's a lot, right? Especially being from Watson and knowing that that neighborhood doesn't really have members like that, right? But you can see that there's a lot of youngsters that just got recruited, and they're putting it down, homie. I can't talk bad about them, even though I'm always gonna have someone in the comments speaking bad about certain people. They they're doing their thing, homie. They're there for a reason, and they're being recognized as a hood for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they're doing their thing. Mesa Village is a hood that has set tripped on the past. You know what I'm saying? I know my neighborhood has prior history with them, and it happened to be because of some toys. You know what I'm saying? But that hood's there, homie. And even though, like I've been saying, they're not that deep, and they starting to grow now, right? I don't know if the neighborhoods from the block ended up all getting jumped in or what, you know, but They ended up getting big, and they're not. They're. I mean, they're putting it down, homie. They're putting it down to the point where they're being recognized. You know what I'm saying? They're actually being recognized that part of Pinto Lake is their hood. You know, and other hoods do go to that park and shit like that, but they won't disrespect, homie. They won't tag up. They won't fucking cross them out, and they're considered norteños, homie. Which a while back, like when I was young, they weren't really considered homies because, like I said, there wasn't that many, and people like to talk shit. That's one of the main fucking issues here. You know what I'm saying? People like to talk shit. So, yeah, man. But people know, and before they even ask, because I already knew people were gonna ask. Yeah, I have compas from that neighborhood. I happen to have two compas from that hood. Well, actually, just one now. One of them ended up getting pushed back. We ended up pushing one of them back. And it was because he was a J cat. You know what I'm saying? He knows who he is. He probably watches this shit. He'll be in here talking shit. Like, man, fuck you, woo woo. Fool, shut up, fool. Stay your ass in Second Street and just relax. You know what I mean? Do your thing, homie. Chill. And I don't know what the fuck you be doing, homie, but you a cat, homie. You're a J cat. So he got pushed back. We ended up pushing one of them back, but we do have homies from Mesa. Um, just to give people clarification on some things, we have members from every hood. We have compas literally from every hood. Um, but like I've been saying, that neighborhood is not really real political. There are norteños. Mesa happens to be a hood that tends to do hood shit. You know what I'm saying? And they try to stay away a little bit from that whole political thing, especially because Watson doesn't really like to get involved, homie, with the whole political shit. It has been involved plenty of times, and even though we say we don't like to get involved, like the town doesn't like to, it seems like they do because most of the times they're fucking involved. But that's only a couple neighborhoods. So Mesa happens to be one of the ones that stays away from that political shit, and that's why a lot of people don't really know about Mesa Village. It's because, like I said, there's not that many big homies from that neighborhood. And what am I talking about, right? They're big. There's big neighborhood. There's big homies for that neighborhood, just not in the whole aspect of what other people think. You know, when they say big homie, they're mostly referring to someone that was a carnal, someone that was a bro, and shit like that. And in that neighborhood, I mean, they got older homies for the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, homie, they kept it more traditional. They kept it more on that W. You know what I'm saying? Instead of that whole north and shit. And yeah, man, so that's another hood that's doing their thing. Shout outs to Mesa Village, homie. They are located over there by Pinto Lake. So if some fools want to look for them, they're somewhere over there, homie. Look for the fucking park in front of the trailer parks. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be posted right there. With all that being said, man, this is just a quick little profile on Mesa Village, homie. Let them know that we do recognize them as a neighborhood, and we know that they're Watsoneros, homie. With all that being said, man, I hope you guys like this video. If you did, man, put a thumbs up. If you didn't, bro, put a thumbs down, man. That's just free, homie. Or leave a comment talking shit. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Everything's welcome here. If you haven't subscribed, homie, make sure to subscribe. Drop a comment to let me know what you guys think. Especially all my homeboys that show support and love for the channel and their E.B.K. You know what I'm saying? I said mine's a fool, homie. At the end of the day, just know your boy got love for everyone. And yeah, man, it's your boy Conejo, and I'm out.